Hey guys. Welcome back to the channel. This is what if Naruto took care of Sasuke who turned into a baby. During Naruto's final battle against Sasuke, Itachi uses the power he gave him to clean Sasuke's soul and body from darkness by turning him into a newborn baby with no memories of his past. For how long can Naruto keep this a secret? Hit like and subscribe if you like this one, and also please check the author in the description. This part will cover chapters 7 to 10. Let's start.
We are pain, that's all. We are God.
Chapter 7, The Chakra Thread. When he removed the hood, Naruto pointed a finger for Gaara to sit in his chair in front of him, separated by the old table. The Kazekage was the one who had proposed that place, an abandoned shack a few miles from Sunagekure. Outside, sheltered from the sandstorm, Gamakichi waited impatiently. Toads did not belong to the desert. You came alone? Naruto asked. Gaara nodded. Nobody followed me. I also didn't tell anyone about the letter that you wrote. I knew I could count on you. Thank you. Gaara rested his elbows on the table and stared at his friend. Naruto had grown since the last time he saw him, didn't appear to have starved or faced difficulties. In other words, he did not show signs of fatigue from a rogue ninja. He had been startled when a frog appeared on top of his desk with a letter around the neck with a stamp that read, "Open when you are alone." Naruto. Only when he arrived at home, locked in his room, did he open the letter. Gaara. I hope you can read this letter without anyone finding out. I don't know if you know, you should know, but I've been missing for 5 months. Tsunade Bachan gave me the mission to eliminate Sasuke as he continued to destroy villages to attract me. She didn't want to, but I ended up convincing her to give me the mission. I found Sasuke and fought against him. However, a strange thing happened and that prevented me from returning to the village. I have not deserted the village. I will never betray Konoha or any of my friends. I was wondering if I can talk to you alone. I need help. You can give me your answer with the toad. And please do not tell anyone that I contacted you. Even Bachan. Thanks. Uzumaki Naruto. Gaara knew he was betraying Tsunade's trust by hiding the information that Naruto had contacted him, but finally agreed to the request Naruto and arranged a meeting. Now that they were face to face, Gaara could only think of one question. What happened, Naruto? Naruto stroked his forehead. Where shall I start? I don't know how I'll tell you this. You said you had fought against Sasuke. Temari told me that squads were sent to search you and that they had lost your trail in the ruins of a village in the land of mountains. Well, I fought against Sasuke there. Then I asked Gamakichi to summon me to Mount Maiboku. Gaara nodded slowly. Now everything made sense. You were there all this time? Kaiga said. Yes. I mean, I go out occasionally to go shopping, but always in small villages and never for a long time, Naruto replied. You were hiding. Yes. It wasn't my intention. But I had no choice. Gaara put his hand underneath his mouth and watched Naruto. He had to ask. Did you kill Sasuke Uchiha? Naruto's eyes widened. He was not expecting to have to tell him so soon. Not exactly. If he had eyebrows, Gaara would pucker them. Not exactly? He repeated. What do you mean? I didn't kill him, Naruto finally said. The young Kazekage sighed deeply. Naruto had matured, but was a fact that he thought too much with his heart. Gaara didn't blame Naruto. He saw Sasuke as his best friend and the blonde loved him as if they were family. However, Sasuke was a threat to the lives of many innocent people. The attack stopped after you're gone, Gaara said. If Sasuke did not die, then what happened? Naruto looked at his hands and sighed. Did you convince him to stop, Naruto? No. Where is he? Naruto looked up and stared at his friend. His blue eyes were solemn. Right here. Before Gaara could answer, Naruto bent down and lifted a basket that was under the table. The young Kage got up and looked inside the basket with wide eyes. A raven-haired baby was sleeping peacefully, wrapped in a blanket. Ah! Ah! Naruto laughed. It's the first time I see you like that. It looks like your eyes will pop out of your head. The Kazekage pulled himself together and turned to Naruto. Naruto, you're telling me that this infant is Sasuke Uchiha? Naruto nodded. It's Sasuke team, alright. How? While we were fighting, Sasuke used its Tsukuyami Genjutsu, but instead of working, Itachi appeared before us. Itachi? Uchiha Itachi? Sasuke's older brother? Gaara asked, confused. Naruto nodded. I know he died. But before he died we had a sort of conversation in a genjutsu. He asked me if I was willing to kill Sasuke to protect Konoha. When I told him I'd save Sasuke and protect Konoha at the same time, he made me swallow a crow and said that he had transferred some of his powers. When Sasuke attacked me, those powers were activated. What happened next? It was very confusing. Black feathers went out of me and did a whirlwind around Sasuke. Then I felt as if my chakra was being stolen and I lost consciousness. When I awoke, it was morning. I was alone and there were no signs of Itachi. It was then that I found Sasuke's clothes on the floor and I approached them and saw him. He was like this. I couldn't kill him, Gaara. Not in that state. So I took him with me. Gaara sat down again, moving a hand across his eyes. Naruto wasn't lying, that baby was Sasuke Uchiha. He could feel his chakra even though it was so small it could pass unnoticed. You gotta believe in me, Gaara. I believe in you, the Kage interrupted. I understand why you did it, Naruto. Naruto smiled, relieved. However, Gaara continued. Hiding in Mount Myaboku is not the best solution. Whatever happened to Sasuke, you're lying to your village. And what do you want me to do? Naruto said, frustrated. I cannot simply hand over Sasuke. I also can't kill him. Naruto's cry woke up the baby, who started to sob. Naruto grabbed Sasuke, who was dressed in a white shirt and blue shorts, waving his little bare feet, and cuddled him. Gaara stared at the two with curiosity in his face. Sorry, Sasuke. It's okay, the blonde whispered to the child, who clung to him and started to suck on his thumb. Sasuke was attracted by the bright light of the candle and turned to stare at it. His dark eyes fell upon Gaara, filled with amazement. Naruto smiled sadly and looked at Gaara. He lost all his memories. I think the jutsu transformed him into normal baby. Now that I think about it, besides me, he never saw another human being. You're the first one. Naruto got up and came over to Gaara. The Kage looked at him with a mixture of confusion and anxiety when he handed him the child. Hold him. Don't worry, he doesn't bite. A little apprehensive, Sabaku no Gaara took the baby on his lap. Both boys looked at each other in astonishment. Bah! Sasuke muttered, grabbing the white robe of the Kazekage and staring at his red hair, trying to grab it. Duh! Beh! His eyes, Gaara muttered at last. Naruto blinked, confused. Huh! Sasuke's eyes are pure. I never imagined seeing him with an expression like this. What did you used to see? Pain, anger, loneliness, the need to prove his existence to the world. You identified yourself with him, Naruto said, remembering the Gaara that he met during the Chunin exams. My eyes were like that, yours too. Naruto looked confused. You had your feelings hidden, but it was visible. I think you're right. My eyes have changed, Sasuke's not, they got even worse. His soul was as black as his eyes. He told me that his goal was in the darkness. Gah! Buh! Sasuke gurgled, grabbing a lock of red hair and pulling it. Gaara, however, left him be and allowed the baby to put his arms around his neck. This child is untainted. There is no darkness in him, the red-haired ninja, he said. You've been taking care of him? Naruto nodded. Yes. It was a nightmare at first, but I think I got the hang of it. Naruto knelt down so Sasuke could stare at him. The baby smiled and touched his whiskered face with his little hand. To his astonishment, Gaara realized Sasuke's look on Naruto was filled with love. A child's love for his parent. Does Sasuke grow old? Gaara asked. Yes. I was scared because I thought he would stay a baby forever, but he is growing normally. What do you intend to do? I'm looking for the name of the jutsu that Itachi used to make him younger. I couldn't hear the name of the technique, so I had trouble. None of Ero Sennin's contacts heard of the jutsu. That's why I like to ask you whether you could help me. Gaara placed Sasuke in another arm. Never heard of a technique like this. Naruto looked down, disappointed. But I will try. If I find something, I'll inform you. Really? Thank you. Will you inform the Hokage? Naruto tensed. No. You have to inform her, Naruto. You're betraying the village by hiding information. Once I find the jutsu, I'll tell her the truth. And what will you do with Sasuke if you discover the jutsu? I'll find a way to turn him back to normal. You'll bring back a murderer? Naruto felt his throat close as he observed the child smiling to him while rubbing his face. I have to. It's the right thing to do, he said sadly. If Sasuke returns, you will fulfill your mission and kill him? Naruto gulped. His heart ached. Yes. Gaara promised to give his best to find out the name of the jutsu before handing Sasuke to Naruto. While moving away from the cottage, the Kazekage recalled the expression of joy he saw in Sasuke and sighed. Finally, his body vanished into sand. Inside the hut, Sasuke looked drowsily at Naruto, his heavy eyes opening and shutting. Naruto sat in his chair and pulled the boy's face to his shoulder. With his free hand he stroked the baby's hair. Gaara and Tsunade's words sounded in his head. Are you able to kill him, Naruto? Would you accept the mission to eliminate Sasuke Uchiha? Naruto closed his eyes. If Sasuke returns, you will fulfill your mission and kill him? A solitary tear trickled down his cheeks and fell in the sleeping baby's cheek. Naruto felt his head heavy and fell into slumber. Without either of them noticing, a seal formed in Naruto and Sasuke's chest. Covered by the clothes, it was invisible. On Sasuke's back also emerged a black bird's image, a phoenix. Naruto's chakra waved and accumulated in his abdomen, forming a small lump that turned into a chakra string which in turn lengthened to join Sasuke's navel. For several minutes, the teenage ninja's chakra was transferred to the child. Sasuke's few chakra undulated, slightly disturbed. However, he received the new chakra, assimilating it and making it his own. The majority of chakra element consisted of lightning. He did have a small percentage of affinity for the fire element. The arrival of the new wind element disturbed the existing ones, spinning each other until they found its stability. Within minutes, the wind element rushed through Sasuke's chakra channels with the remaining peacefully, although in very small quantities. Naruto's chakra continued to merge with Sasuke's. The baby's chakra changed, assimilating it to perfection. Its three elements, lightning, fire and wind, ran in harmony as if he had been born with them. Sasuke didn't even feel his new chakra. The boy curled up against his father's neck, continuing to sleep content. Chapter 8: Making Bonds. February 13th. As a typical citizen of Konoha, Naruto disliked rain. January was cold and gray, February was freaking rainy. Tired of coming to Fukasaku's home soaked to the bone, Naruto finally decided to follow Sakura's advice and train his mind. He got several scrolls on ninjutsu and genjutsu. In an impulse, he also ended up buying every book Jiraiya ever wrote. He began to see the writing of his former master with other eyes, smiling sadly as he thought about the old perv and the fact that his two-chan had read those books with so much delight. However, his favorite was still the tale of the utterly gutsy shinobi. He had been upset at first because he never got used to read and tended to get distracted with anything or ended up falling asleep. But when he began to be interested in the plot, he could easily lose track of time. On a rainy night on February, Mount Myaboku was overwhelmed by a strong storm. Naruto, Fukasaku and Shima were having dinner. Naruto managed to make a human meal just for him, when Gamakichi and Gamatatsu knocked on the door, begging to let them stay overnight. The brothers got a smaller form and joined dinner. Sasuke was sitting in a blanket not far from them, leaning against some pillows and a colorful blanket covering his belly and legs. His hands were holding a doll, biting it, chewing it and covering it with drool. Since he had begun his teething, his gums were red and swollen, which made him groan in pain if he couldn't find something to chew. Tired of chewing the toy, Sasuke dropped it, and eventually it rolled down the blanket away from his reach. As he was able to sit alone, he tried to catch it but failed. He could see the grown-ups talking and eating. The delicious smell made him salivate even more than usual. He was hungry, his mouth hurt, and he could not catch his toy. He began to whimper. He wanted milk, he wanted to stop the pain in his mouth, and he wanted to be picked up. His moans turned into screams. Sasuke, a voice called. Sasuke recognized his name and looked up. His father approached him, knelt down, and stretched out his two hands. Sasuke held out his arms and let his father pick him up. Ma! Da! Da! He yelled as Papa stroked his back gently. Sorry, Sasuke. Just a little bit, and you can drink your milk, okay? When Papa came to the table and sat on the ground, Sasuke was cradled in his lap and rested his head on his arm. Sasuke had his arms outstretched to grab the bottle and soon began to suck. Milk was warm and tasty, but Sasuke could not ignore the smell of grown-ups' food. When he finished drinking his milk, his father put a towel on his shoulder and made him burp by patting him on the back. As Sasuke was still awake, his father decided to lay him in his lap while he ate the rest of his supper. Sasuke couldn't stop looking at the full spoon of rice that Papa took to his mouth. He was still hungry. So he got up and sat on his father's lap, resting his arms on the table. Just ahead of him was a bowl of steaming rice. Huh? Sasuke? Won't you go to sleep? His father asked. Sasuke grabbed the bowl and took a few grains of rice. Sasuke! What are you doing? You can't eat my food. Sasuke looked at his dad, who still had a spoonful of rice. He also tried to grab it. No. Sasuke, no. You can't eat it. Unable to grab the spoon, Sasuke put his hand with rice in his mouth. Despite having only one tooth, he tried to chew the grains of rice. You're still hungry? His father asked. I think the kid wants the big boy's food, the orange frog replied, who Sasuke remembered being much bigger. Naruto grabbed the boy and prepared more baby formula. He then grabbed brown rice and mixed them to form a kind of puree. Sasuke watched him intently, as if trying to see what Naruto was going to do. Let's move on to solid food, huh? He asked, smiling at the 7-month-old. Just don't throw up on me, okay? With the mash finished, Naruto returned to sit at the table, put down the mash, used a kitchen towel to make a bib and sat Sasuke on his lap, facing the meal. Naruto filled a spoon with the mash and approached the baby's mouth. Sasuke looked at the spoon and Naruto with such a confused expression that Naruto could not stop smiling. Come on! Open your mouth! Ah! The blonde exemplified, opening his mouth wide. Sasuke opened his mouth and began to chew the mixture. That's it! Very good! A little bit of mash slipped down his chin and fell to the bib, but Sasuke finally swallowed the rice porridge. In response, all adults at the table smiled and congratulated him. The baby giggled with joy seeing that the grown-ups were proud of him. Naruto continued to give him spoonfuls of porridge. Sometimes Sasuke tried to grab the spoon and tried to eat alone. When he finished, he had his bib, face and table dirty with mash, but Naruto merely cleaned up and raised the boy, who put his arms around his neck, leaning his head to the chin of the proud ninja. He's growing up, Fukasaku said with a smile on his face. Naruto nodded. It was strange to be so happy with something as simple as the fact that Sasuke was now able to eat solid food. He couldn't understand why he felt so proud. Without thinking what he was doing, Naruto kissed Sasuke's forehead for the first time in his life, feeling no shame at all. The act seemed perfectly normal to him. That's my boy. It was nearly 2 a.m. when the storm began. In Fukasaku's small house, everyone was sleeping. Naruto shared a room with the two frog brothers, while his teacher was sleeping with his wife in the next room. In the living room with the door open, Sasuke slept on his crib, lying on his stomach with his face turned towards the window. A flash lit the sky, followed by scary thunder. Sasuke woke up startled by the sound and opened his eyes to the window where the rain was pouring furiously. He instinctively clung to Gamachan, trying to comfort himself. The room was dark and the flashes of lightning casted ominous shadows against the wall. The baby had tears running down his cheeks, shaking and moaning in fear. With his elbows, he slightly managed to raise his head and shoulders and looked from side to side. Except for the bars of the crib, he could see nothing beyond the darkness. When a new thunder sounded, he cringed. The boy felt alone and unprotected. He felt panic painfully building up inside him. Papa was not there, and he could not see him anywhere. The dark shadows and thunder startled him so much that he wet his diaper. Papa! Papa, the child thought, his lip trembling. He wanted his father so the monsters would go away and not hurt him, so he tried to call him. Aya! Da! 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 Pa! Da! Dada! 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 The little boy screamed for his father. He knew that it wasn't the sound that the grown-ups made, but he wasn't able to speak better. A very loud thunder made Sasuke cower against the blankets, whimpering and trembling in terror. He could not stand it anymore. He opened his mouth and yelled with all his might. Naruto fidgeted on the sheets, trying to ignore the noise, but eventually awoke and sat up, rubbing his swollen eyes. The toads also awoke. What the hell is this noise? Gamakichi mumbled. Thunder? Gamatatsu murmured before yawning. Losing the torpor of sleep, Naruto realized that the noise was Sasuke crying. It's Sasuke, he said before getting up and head to the room where the baby was crying miserably. Naruto turned the lights on and went to the crib, picking up Sasuke and cradling him against his chest. The child clung to him but continued to cry, opening his mouth to another wail. Naruto rocked him back and forth, but nothing seemed to soothe Sasuke. The blonde finally found that the diaper was wet, but Sasuke never used to cry like that when he needed a diaper change. What is it, Sasuke? What is it? Naruto asked the child crying in his arms. Are you hurt? For a moment, Naruto was truly scared. What if Sasuke was sick? A new thunder echoed in Mount Myaboku, causing Sasuke to shiver and scream, hugging Naruto harder. The storm? Are you afraid of thunderstorms? As if to demonstrate, Sasuke grabbed Naruto's black t-shirt with even more strength when he heard another thunder. Naruto smiled, relieved. So that's it. Don't worry, Sasuke. It's only lightning. Sasuke continued to whimper, so Naruto continued to rock him. It was ironic that Sasuke was afraid of lightning, since it was his chakra element. There. It's alright. I'll stay here with you. I won't let them hurt you. Naruto's presence and his soft voice made Sasuke quiet down, feeling more secure. The baby looked at Naruto, who was smiling at him. That's it. No more crying. You are very brave, right? You don't need to be afraid. Sasuke cooed, but he didn't seem so scared. Naruto landed Sasuke in a blanket, stripped him and took away the dirty diaper before the child got a rash. When Naruto went away to fetch a new diaper and a wet cloth, Sasuke began to cry, frightened by the possibility that Naruto had disappeared and was never coming back. I'm here! The blonde exclaimed, entering the room. Sasuke stopped crying. Naruto found it strange that he no longer felt embarrassed by cleaning Sasuke. He assumed that had ended up getting used to it. We're family, right? And families should help each other, Naruto said, while cleaning Sasuke and changing his diaper. You know, Sasuke, it's strange, but I don't regret taking care of you. I mean, you are still you, but I think we became closer. And that's good, right? Bah! Sasuke muttered, with a string of drool running down his chin. Naruto laughed and wiped his chin. He thought that it would be enough to put the boy in the crib, that he would eventually fall asleep, but when they tried it, Sasuke clung tightly. It was still rumbling and the boy was afraid of being alone. Huh! Still don't want to sleep? Conformed, Naruto turned off the light in the living room and went back to his room. Turning up the light, the two brothers began to grumble before noticing that Naruto had brought Sasuke with him. Why is Sasuke-chan here? Gamatatsu asked while Naruto sat on his futon, lying Sasuke in his lap and with his little head resting on his arm. He is afraid of thunder, Naruto explained. I could not leave him alone. I didn't expect less of our favorite Papa, Gamakichi joked. Stop it, Gamakichi, Naruto mumbled. In their room, the sound of rain was barely audible, but Sasuke was still awake and still groaned with the thunder. Naruto let him grab his hand and smiled at him when the baby started sucking his finger, but the kid couldn't sleep. I don't know what to do, Naruto blurted out. He doesn't fall asleep. I know. What about a bedtime story? Gamatatsu asked. What? Naruto and Gamakichi asked at the same time. When I was little, I always fell asleep after a bedtime story. Not a bad idea, the elder toad agreed. Naruto, tell him a story. Me? I don't know any bedtime stories. Besides, Sasuke doesn't even understand what we say. You got any better ideas? Gamakichi answered. You must know at least a story or two. I don't remember any. Make one up then. Or tell a true story. What matters is that Sasuke fall asleep. Naruto stared at the boy that sucked his finger. As if sensing, Sasuke also looked at him. The baby's eyes were still filled with tears. They were so different from the eyes that he saw 7 months ago. Would you have been like this if your clan had never been massacred, Sasuke? Sasuke stopped sucking on his finger and took it out of his mouth. However, he had no intentions to let go of Naruto's hand. When Naruto smiled, the boy reciprocated his smile. A story, eh? Ah. Once upon a time, there was a group of boys and girls who wanted to be ninjas. A ninja is a great warrior who works completing missions and defending his village, so all the children were eager to be a ninja. Sasuke continued looking at him, listening to the story. Naruto continued. To be a ninja, they had to graduate from the academy, and then the children were divided into teams. One of those teams had a very pretty girl, a mischievous boy, and a boy who was a genius. Despite all the three being very strong, the team was not working well. The pretty girl was in love with the genius boy and just wanted him to look at her. The mischievous boy only pulled pranks, and the genius boy didn't like anybody and wanted to do everything alone. One day, their sensei, who thought they were all jerks, gave them a test. They had to take away the bells he wore on his belt. The student who could not take them until lunch would be trapped in a trunk and watch everyone else eat. The pretty girl, who was very intelligent, noticed that there were only 2 bells, and their sensei told them that if they could not take the bells from him, they would go back to the academy. The mischievous boy tried to take the bell first and attack the sensei, but lost. The pretty girl, who wanted to impress the genius, was deceived by an illusion, and genius, who thought he was better than his teammates and sensei, was also defeated. The mischievous boy, filled with hunger, found the hidden lunches and tried to rob them, but it was a trap, and sensei arrested him in the trunk. The sensei told them they could try again after lunch and forbade them from giving food to the mischievous boy or else he would fail them, and went away. However, the mischievous boy was so hungry that his stomach would not stop snoring. Then the genius gave him his lunch and said they would try to take all the bells together, and since the mischievous boy was starving he would be a hindrance. The pretty girl also offered her lunch. When the sensei came, very angry, he told them. Naruto looked at Sasuke and saw that he had fallen asleep. The 2 brothers were also snoring, leaning against one another. Naruto sighed. Seriously. He thought of taking Sasuke to lie on the crib, but finally laid him next to him. He pulled the blanket over them and leaned against the baby. Oyasumi, Sasuke, he said, and turned off the light. When Naruto was sleeping, Sasuke's hand grabbed his finger. March 9th. March started slowly, rainy and boring. Naruto was bored to death with nothing to do. He missed Konoha, his friends, his sensei, the missions. He would accept any mission in that moment, even AD rank, and eating ramen. Every morning he longed for the weather to improve in order to train. He had left Mount Mayaboku sometimes and ventured into the villages just to see other human beings. However, whenever he thought of Sasuke, he hurried to return. It was increasingly painful to be separated from him. He worried if he was hurt, sick, if he was sad and crying. Naruto realized that Sasuke could already distinguish him from the others. When he needed something, The baby always turned to the blonde. When Naruto disappeared from sight, Sasuke would soon begin to whimper. Naruto liked the new closeness he had with the boy, but knew it would only make the separation more painful. Every day he asked Fukasaku if there was correspondence about the jutsu, and every day found himself relieved by the negative response. It was wrong, he should want Sasuke back to normal even if it meant losing him. Fukasaku had finally written Tsunade and told her that Naruto had not contacted them. Gaara also hadn't informed the Hokage, so there were still ninja squads looking for him and Sasuke. He couldn't bring Sasuke to Konoha and take the risk that someone found out what had happened and tried to take revenge on the Uchiha. Sasuke had created many Avengers, so determined to kill him as himself had been to kill Itachi a few years ago. When Shima proposed that Naruto should go to the hot spring to bath, he accepted at once. A good bath would soothe his nerves. "I'll just get my towel," he said while looking in the drawer that contained the clothes he ended up buying for him. Ready to leave the house, he passed by Sasuke's cradle, who looked at him curiously. As Naruto walked away, Sasuke began to sob, waving his arms through the bars. Naruto turned around and looked at the baby. "What's wrong, Sasuke?" he asked, approaching the crib. Sasuke stopped moaning and raised his arms in his direction. "I think Sasuke-chan wants to go with you," Fukasaku said with an amused smile. "To the hot springs? Why not? It'll be fun. A good bath in a hot spring is a great way to establish bonds." Naruto turned to Sasuke, who still had his arms outstretched. "It can't be helped," the blonde said, picking up Sasuke. "I think it will be good for you to take a walk. Right, Sasuke?" "Bah! Glah!" the boy gurgled. The hot springs of Mount Myoboku were much larger than Naruto had imagined. It had been constructed so that the giant frogs like Gamabunta could also bathe in the water without spilling any. The gentle steam rose from the water as a fine mist. Many frog statues surrounded the hot springs, serving as fountains. "Wow!" Naruto exclaimed, impressed. "This place is huge." Not wanting to waste time, Naruto went to the locker room, taking Sasuke with him. After undressing Sasuke, he wrapped a towel around his waist and went into the water. "Bah!" Sasuke muttered as Naruto sat at the less deeper part of the hot springs, sitting on Naruto's lap. Nothing like a bath, don't you think, Sasuke?" The water was up to Sasuke's chest. With both hands he began to splash the water, giggling in satisfaction, while Naruto smiled at him indulgently. "It's been a while since the last time we took a bath in a hot spring. Glad you're having fun." "Gah! Gah! Beh!" Sasuke laughed. Some frogs were also taking a bath, relaxing. But nobody seemed to notice Naruto and Sasuke's presence. Naruto filled his hands with water and poured it over Sasuke's head, washing his face and hair. He wondered what would Sasuke fangirls in Konoha say if they knew that Sasuke Uchiha was sitting naked on Naruto Uzumaki's lap in a hot spring, and laughed. "I think your fans back home would faint if they knew it, Sasuke." The boy turned to Naruto, and saw him laughing and began laughing too. The baby rested both hands on the blonde's belly and inspected his abdomen, touching his belly button, the firm abdominal muscles and diaphragm. Ticklish, Naruto burst out laughing. Sasuke! Don't tickle! I can't stand it." Seeing the older boy laughing, Sasuke laughed louder and leaned his head against Naruto's stomach. "You are a rascal, you know?" "Ma," Sasuke replied, continuing to examine Naruto's torso. "Hey! Want to see something?" Naruto asked. Concentrating a little chakra, his seal appeared. Sasuke looked amazed at the seal, touching the black designs with his little hands. "Pretty cool, huh?" A commotion coming from the side made Naruto shout, grabbing Sasuke protectively. A frog entered the hot springs, squealing with joy and pleasure. "Baths! A good beauty bath was just what I was needing after a hard day's work!" shrieked a shrill and forced voice. Upon approaching the water, it jumped. "Oh shit!" Gamariki emerged from the water and let himself float. "A good bath is the key to a woman's beauty," the frog screamed. "Gamariki-san! What are you doing here?" Naruto asked, not hiding his displeasure. Gamariki noticed Naruto and gave him a look filled with contempt. Naruto, he said between his teeth, his voice again threatening and male, yet here are you? I thought you were gone. I have as much right to be here as you. Don't make me laugh. There is no bath that could make you more attractive, the frog replied, with a sneer on his painted lips. You're as ugly as ever. What? If only Jiraiya-chan had taught you good manners. You're a naughty brat, without class. You will never find a girlfriend like that. You have nothing to do with that, you freak. What did you call me, you son of a bitch? Duh. Sasuke gurgled, making them both look at him. To Naruto's horror, Gamariki let out a shriek. Jaya! But who is this pretty baby? That baby's so beautiful. Naruto pulled Sasuke against him, but Gamariki approached them. That little thing is so cute. Looks like a little angel. Where you came from, little man? His name is not little man, it's Sasuke. Sasuke, huh? It's a beautiful name. What's a boy as beautiful as you doing with Naruto? Gamariki blinked his long eyebrows and glanced at Naruto. Is it possible? Who was the unfortunate girl who you got pregnant, Naruto? He's not mine! Naruto shouted, red like a tomato. As I thought. A beautiful thing like him could never have come from your testicles. Eh? Gamariki turned his face to Sasuke. Won't you come home with me, Sasuke-chan? Gamariki-chan will take good care of you. What nonsense are you talking about? Sasuke is not going anywhere. Bad Naruto must be been treating you so bad, poor baby. But I'll be a good mama to you. Gamariki blinked an eye and licked Sasuke's face. The baby shuddered and clung to Naruto, weeping. See what you did? You scared him. Naruto exclaimed, pressing Sasuke against him. He is just not used to a female presence. Come here, sweetie. Gamariki opened his mouth and pulled Sasuke of Naruto's arms with his tongue, giving the latter a kick which sent him several feet away. Seeing that Naruto was gone, Sasuke began to cry. You-wa! You-wa! Da! Dada! Dada! Wa! You-wa! Ah! Don't cry, my pretty! I'll be the best mom you could want. You are so cute I could eat you. Gamariki stretched his lips and prepared to kiss the baby. Sasuke cried even louder. Naruto stood up, water in horror. Sasuke! However, before Gamariki could kiss the child, Sasuke choked himself with a little saliva and vomited in the frog's face. Aya! Gamariki yelled, letting go of Sasuke to be able to wipe his eyes and dropping him. Fortunately, Naruto could catch him in time. You evil child! My eyes! My beautiful eyes! Gamariki shouted. Naruto took the opportunity to flee. All right, Sasuke. I couldn't have done it better. When Naruto came home, Shima began to question him. What happened in the hot springs? We heard a scary scream. It looked like someone had died. Naruto merely smiled as he laid the sleeping baby in his crib. It was sort of like that. Did Sasuke-chan behaved? Oh yes. He behaved very well. Shima returned to the kitchen. Two-chan wants to see you, Naruto, she said before disappearing. Naruto went to Fukasaku's room. When he entered, he felt a heavy heart. The frog master was holding an open letter, the seal of Sunagakure printed in one corner. The jutsu was discovered, Naruto-chan. Chapter 9, Black Phoenix, Red Phoenix. The Shiraha clan reached its peak nearly 60 years ago. Since then it fell into oblivion. According to the information that Gaara had sent him, the Shiraha clan was the only ninjas clan in the whole land of trees, a small country that preferred the cultivation of fruits and livestock to war. Therefore, the abilities of the clan were eventually forgotten and ignored as rumors, and the ninja clan began to devote itself to research. In the present, the clan didn't have a single ninja. There were some records about the techniques that the Shiraha clan used during the First Great Shinobi World War, including techniques for rejuvenation and memory loss. The opponents lost years of their lives both in body and in mind, making them easier targets to combat. However, there were so few ninjas to use those jutsu that most people thought that the stories were lies to scare the big nations and give more prestige to the clan than it deserved. The Shiraha clan didn't want publicity, at the risk of being invaded by countries much stronger than them. For this reason, they tried to keep unknown. They built their houses on top of a mountain and avoided to leave. Naruto jumped from tree to tree towards the Fushicho mountain where, according to rumors, the 200 members of the clan still lived. He only had brought a backpack full of provisions and some weapons. He held Sasuke in his arms, wrapped in a blanket. The child had already fallen asleep and awakened several times. At that moment, the boy was awake and watched, amazed, the tree branches above him. Naruto was lost in thought. He had always known that this day would come. Soon, Sasuke would return to normal and everything will return to its rightful place. It was the right thing to do, that always had been the original plan. Even if it meant losing his baby. My baby? Naruto thought, surprised by that strange feeling again. What am I thinking about? He is not mine. Why the hell do I think of him as mine? Trying to forget those disturbing feelings, Naruto focused on the journey. Finally, he managed to glimpse a cluster of white houses on the mountain top. We're here, Naruto said as jumped from the tree to the floor, right in front of an old rusty gate with the insignia of a bird drawn in the middle. We must be careful, Sasuke. We don't know if they are friendly or not, but don't worry, I'll protect you. With one hand, Naruto pulled out a kunai from his pocket and jumped over the gate. To his surprise, there wasn't a single guard. Inside a small hut, which should serve as a guard post, an old man was fast asleep in a chair, holding a bottle of liquor. I think these people have no enemies for a long time. Bah! Glah! Sasuke gurgled, impassive. Naruto continued down the road until he reached the village. Most villagers had been shopping in the many local shops in the village. Children played in the streets, women spoke with each other, and the men were laughing and flirting with the beautiful women passing by. Naruto turned to an old lady who was selling fruit. Sorry. Ba-chan. Could you give me some information? The woman looked at him with a smile. But of course, my boy. What do you? The old woman's eyes widened while looking to his Hittite and went away from him. Ninja. Ninja. Alerted by the screams, all the villagers turned to Naruto. Noticing his forehead, panic settled. Women and children ran into their houses while the men grabbed anything they could use as a weapon. What is a shinobi doing in our village? Damn ninjas! Don't think we'll surrender with ease. Where are your companions? Let them come, we'll die to defend our village. Naruto raised a hand, trying to calm them. I'm not going to kill anyone, Naruto said. I'm only asking for information. You can't trick us, brat. Go back to your village. What is going on in here? Yelled an authoritative voice. The crowd moved away to let a middle-aged man pass. He was tall and robust. His brown hair was caught in a horsetail. His eyes, a cold blue, stared at Naruto as if studying him. Mamoru-sama! Several villagers cried at the same time. The man, Mamoru, practically radiated power. His whole bearing indicated that he was a respected member of the community, possibly the leader. Shishiyu, this ninja invaded our village, a boy not much younger than Naruto yelled. He had the same eyes as his father. Easy, Nozomo. Mamoru replied, looking intensely at Naruto. A Konoha ninja, eh? I haven't seen one in years. What does the Land of Fire want with our humble clan? Naruto took a deep breath, grateful for Mr. Mamoru's calm. However, his son, Nozomo, seemed ready to punch Naruto with slightest provocation. Those people were not ninjas, but the warrior blood spoke louder. I have no intentions of invading your village or to fight with you, all I want is to ask some questions, Naruto said. Our clan moved away from the shinobi world for many decades, boy. We have no reason to help your village, Mamoru replied, crossing his arms around his chest. I'm not here because of my village, Naruto retorted. I came here for me. I like to talk to your leader. The villagers began to complain, but Mamoru stopped them by raising his palm. What's your name? Uzumaki Naruto. Mamoru seemed surprised. I thought the Uzumaki clan was extinct. What a surprise. It is best to talk in private. Shishiyu. He is dangerous, Nozomu shouted. He brings a child with him. I don't think he has come to destroy us. Naruto-kun, please follow me. Naruto followed Mamoru, passing by the angry villagers. They climbed many stairs to reach a white-painted house, this one with the insignia of a bird painted in the wall. Ivy was covering one half of the crest. Our clan's symbol, Mamoru said, noting Naruto's curiosity. The legendary phoenix. They entered a room that was to function as a library and an office. Thousands of books and scrolls were stored neatly on shelves in alphabetical order. Mamoru sat on the desk and asked Naruto to sit in the chair in front of him. Okay, boy. Say what you want from us. I would like to know more about a jutsu that your clan has perfected many years ago. Could it will be the rejuvenation jutsu? Interrupted Mamoru. Naruto stared at him open-mouthed. How do you know? A few years ago, a young ninja from Konoha as you came to our village in search of information. When we refused to let him see our records, he assaulted our Kenjutsu library and disappeared. He stole the records? No. We checked that he had just read them and went away. What is the interest of Konoha in our Kenjutsus? What right do you have in stealing our techniques? Mamoru seemed genuinely offended. Naruto started to sweat. This ninja who assaulted you, was he pale and had hair black? Naruto asked. Exactly. He was a missing nin. He didn't steal from your library on behalf of Konoha. He was? That means he died? Yes, he died a year ago. Sasuke grabbed Naruto's shirt, asking his attention. Naruto gave him his hand to keep him entertained. It's very strange that a missing nin had requested the same information as you. You said you came by yourself. Are you also missing nin? Well, no. I am not. Listen, I haven't come to cause you any problems. I just want to know more about the rejuvenation jutsu. It is very important. It was declared a forbidden jutsu. No one even knows if it works. Please leave our village. But a door behind Naruto slowly opened and a little girl and an old lady entered the library. The old lady impressed Naruto. She was dressed in a golden kimono and wore several gold rings on each hand. Thought I heard voices, the old lady said, smiling at Mamoru and Naruto. The girl dropped her hand and ran to Mamoru. Otosama, Obasama told many cute stories, the girl yelled, clinging to Mamoru's legs. Only then she noticed Naruto. Who are you? Oh, my name is Naruto, nice to meet you. My name is Yumi. Oh? It's a baby? Yumi asked, noticing Sasuke. What's his name? Sasuke. He's cute. Naruto couldn't help but laughing. Even with 7.5 months old, Sasuke continued to dazzle girls. Mamoru, why didn't you tell me we had visitors? The old lady said. I could have made tea. Mamoru turned to the woman. Ha-ho. I did not want to have you bothered. Besides, they were leaving. The woman smiled and approached Naruto. My name is Shiraha Hikari, she introduced herself, bowing. I am the Shiraha clan's leader. Naruto got up and returned a clumsy bow. Nice to meet you. My name is Uzumaki Naruto. Mamoru, why don't you bring Yumi to the house? I like to talk to this young man. Ha-ho. This is it not better to call the guards? Hikari shook her head. It is not necessary. I just want to talk to him. Mamoru looked at her and Naruto, apprehensive. His glance said, if you hurt my mother, I'll kill you with my own hands. Nozomu took after his father. I'll be back soon, Mamoru said, leaving the library with his daughter by the hand. Yumi nodded to Naruto. Bye, Naruto-san. Goodbye, Sasuke-chan, she said before disappearing through the door. Now that we are alone, could you tell me why you wish to know more about our Kenjutsu? Hikari asked. Obviously she had heard everything. And how do you know the young man who robbed us? The ninja that stole from you, his name was Uchiha Itachi, Naruto explained. He used your jutsu. I don't want to know how to use it, want to know how to reverse it. Hikari nodded slowly. Her black eyes, which contrasted her long white hair, found Sasuke's. I see. Follow me, please. I want to show you something. Naruto followed the old lady by a secret door that opened behind a bookcase. A staircase led them increasingly lower. Naruto could feel the smell of mold and moisture getting stronger as he advanced down the stone stairs, illuminated only by a few candles that were lit with Hikari's jutsu. It seems that the Shiraha clan still had one ninja left. Bachan, how much further is it? Naruto asked. We are almost there. Shortly after, they arrived to a huge underground flag. A giant metal symbol was the only decoration of the pavilion. 2 phoenix, one black and one red, facing each other. The black phoenix was upside down, the red phoenix side up. Wow, Naruto exclaimed. The phoenix were so elaborate, the blue eyes of both were made with sapphires and the feathers had gold edges. This was our clan insignia 100 years ago, Hikari said, approaching the emblem. The phoenix is the symbol of rebirth and new beginnings, which defined well our clan because we specialize in jutsus that can rejuvenate a human being. Hikari turned to Naruto. I must assume that our young Itachi used the jutsu. Naruto nodded. Hikari came over and bent down to look in Sasuke's eyes. This kid, he used the jutsu on him? Yes. How old was the boy when the jutsu was released? 17 years old. He went back to what age? I don't know. I think he became a newborn. He had the umbilical cord and everything. Then he lost 17 years of age. Hikari remarked, looking at Sasuke. Tell me everything that happened. Naruto told her everything that happened. The old woman merely nodded solemnly and didn't interrupt. When he finished his story, Naruto could feel his heart racing. The time had come. That's it, Bachan. Sasuke lost all the memories he had and behaves like a baby. Can I hold him? Hikari asked. Sure. Naruto replied, handing her Sasuke. Hikari grabbed Sasuke and pulled off his sweater, looking at his chest and back. Later, she concentrated her chakra in the palm of her hand and touched the boy's forehead. What are you doing? I'm checking his chakra. After a few minutes she stopped. The jutsu that was used is called the Black Rebirth of the Phoenix technique. The old lady pointed to the phoenix emblem in black dot. It's one of our most powerful techniques. It consisted in removing years of the life from an adversary, whether in body or mind. The more years it removes, more chakra is needed. You must have a lot of chakra, my boy, she said, looking at Naruto. Since young Itachi was dead, it was your chakra that he used. That is why you fainted. A common ninja would have ended up in a coma. So that's why. Can you reverse the jutsu, Bachan? Hikari looked down and stared at Sasuke, who was waving his arms and legs in the air. The jutsu removes years from people as if they never existed. They lose their physical abilities, maturity, knowledge. It's all cleared to start again. The cells are rejuvenated, they lose body mass. The brain suffers a shock because the dead brain cells come back to life and the existing ones become younger. Cognitive abilities disappear as the memories. Naruto heard the old lady, trying to understand what she said. But the words mixed up in his brain. What does that mean? I mean that the person becomes like a blank canvas. The jutsu is permanent and irreversible. Naruto felt the ground moving beneath him. His heart beat wildly, his head ached, and he began to pant. Hikari approached him and grabbed him by the arm. Permanent. The jutsu is permanent? Naruto stammered, not wanting to believe it. I am very sorry, kid. Naruto raised his hand to his face. During all those months he always believed that Sasuke would return to normal, that the situation was only temporary. Are you really sure? There's just no way to turn him back to normal? There are jutsus that can age a person, but are dangerous and inhumane. Even if they could age him to his former age, his memories and his maturity would never return. He would be a baby trapped in the body of an adult. His memories, the memories will never come back. Hikari shook her head. It's possible he will have some dreams about the memories, maybe some feelings of déjà vu. But his memories were lost forever. Naruto looked at Sasuke, who was still waving his arms and legs in the air, cooing innocently. Uchiha Sasuke, the academy genius, his teammate, his friend, his rival was gone, forever. Since his defection, Naruto lived clutching to those precious memories of his friendship with Sasuke. Now that Sasuke lost his memory, it was as if the fragile bond that united them as friends had finally broken. He will never remember us, the blonde sobbed. Sasuke is never going to remember our team, our adventures, our friendship. It's over. Our bond disappeared. Naruto began to cry. He cried for him, Sasuke, Sakura, and for all the memories that now were only his. Hikari watched the boy fell on his knees and weep, his heart broken. She let him cry at will, patting him on the back. Sasuke managed to get up and sat on the floor. He stopped smiling when he noticed that Naruto was crying. He was filled with a great sadness but was not able to understand why. Shortly after, he also began to shed tears. Your bond is not gone, my boy, the old lady said. A bond is only broken when two people give up on it. Your friend is not dead, he may have changed, he may not be able to remember, but it's still there. Your bond has not disappeared, it changed. Naruto wiped his tears with the back of his hand. But we were connected by our memories. A bond is more than memories. While you're important to each other, your bond won't break. You can strengthen it, create new memories, he is still the same person. The jutsu has not changed that. Naruto finally noticed that Sasuke also began to cry. It was as if he saw him with different eyes now. Sasuke was a normal child, not an adult under a jutsu. He was a child that would grow up like any other. As if he had actually been born 7.5 months ago. Naruto stopped seeing the baby as an illusion of his former rival, but as a real child, a real Sasuke. Hikari prepared to pick up Sasuke, but Naruto moved first and held him. The boy stared at Naruto with his big black eyes. Hikari continued to observe them, and eventually spoke. 45 years ago, the leader of our clan was my great-uncle. He was a good leader, strong and dedicated, but as he grew older, he'd become obsessed with the rebirth jutsu. When he was nearly 80 years old, the members of our clan decided it would be better for him to retire and leave the leadership to a younger member. For that reason, he decided to use jutsu to become younger and stay in power. He gathered 15 members that were suitably dedicated, wrote a diary to leave instructions to his new self and performed the jutsu, removing the chakra from the members who supported him. However, something went wrong. Naruto, who had turned to stare at her, widened his eyes. What happened? He had planned to lose 50 years, that's why he gathered so many members and also not to kill anyone. But everyone has different levels of chakra, and my great-uncle didn't understand that. Instead of losing 50 years, he lost 78 years of his life. He was reduced to a 2-year-old baby, unhappy, confused and without any memories of his past. The clan was enraged. Nobody knew what to do with the child. They all despised my great-uncle. They found him arrogant and greedy, and many thought he had what he deserved. Not even his supporters wanted to keep him. The little boy was stuck among the adults who ignored and insulted him. At the time, I was only 22 years old and I was not married. I was allowed to enter a meeting, and it was when I first saw him, sitting in the corner, sucking his thumb and crying. Nobody cared about him and left him alone and despised. When I got near him, he curled up against the wall, afraid that I was going to hit him. I told him not to be afraid of me, and he told me that no one liked him because he was a bad boy. I told him I thought he was not bad and I was sure he was very nice. It was then that he threw himself into my arms and called me Mama, over and over again. I fell in love with him, and I ended up being the one to adopt him. I never regretted taking on Mamoru. He was my greatest blessing. Mamoru? Mamoru-san is your great-uncle? Naruto asked, in disbelief. Exactly. Does he know? No. All clan members were forbidden to tell him the truth. And I never had the courage to do so. He was nothing more than my son. Was he happy? Hikari smiled. I think so. Naruto looked at Sasuke and stroked his hair. Are you gonna be happy this time, Sasuke? There's something else you need to know, boy, the old lady continued. Would you take off your sweater? Heh? For what? You will know soon. Naruto obeyed and undressed with one hand while the other held Sasuke. When he was topless, Hikari examined his chest. What's wrong? What are you looking for? The blonde asked. Just as I thought, that Itachi must have been a genius for doing it. Done what? What are you talking about, Bachan? Instead of answering, Hikari put her hand on Naruto and Sasuke's chests and whispered a few words. Suddenly, there was a seal on Naruto's chest. Several characters formed a circle near Naruto's heart. The same seal also appeared on Sasuke's chest. What is this? Naruto asked. What did you do? I did nothing. Itachi was the one who did it, it is his work. Look at the baby's back. Naruto gasped when he saw a huge image of a black phoenix on Sasuke's back, from his neck to his ass. What is this? These are the accommodation seals, Hikari explained. Our clan uses these symbols for a different jutsu than the rebirth one. I believe that Itachi managed to unite the two jutsus into one. Accommodation. What does the jutsu do? It's another technique that our clan has developed, Red Phoenix, clan integration technique. What? Oh? Naruto was amazed when a line of chakra came out of his body and clung to Sasuke's navel, being absorbed by it. My chakra is being absorbed by Sasuke. What the hell is going on here? He is not absorbing your chakra, he is turning your chakra into his. What? The Red Phoenix is a technique that our clan used when we wanted to receive someone to a clan. When a member of a clan could not conceive a child, they hired us to perform this jutsu in the children who they wanted to adopt. The jutsu transforms the adopted child in a true member of the clan, transferring him or her all their powers and Kekkei Genkai. Naruto paled. Sasuke, meanwhile, tried to grab the chakra wire. What is happening to Sasuke? He is assimilating your chakra. What are his chakra elements? Ah, fire and lightning. And yours is the wind element? Yes, how do you know? Because the baby assimilated your element. At this point, the boy has fire, lightning and wind element that you transferred to him. Sasuke has the wind element? Naruto yelled. But I didn't do anything. The seals that Itachi put in you are responsible for giving the baby your chakra. He has little affinity for the wind element, but it is increasing. The more chakra he assimilates, the greater the chances of him being able to use your skills in the future. Basically, this is an adoption technique. It is performed to turn him into a member of your clan and your family. A adoption? I'm adopting Sasuke? The jutsu is not complete, Hikari explained. For the adoption to be completed, you have to give him more than your chakra, you gotta give him your blood. Thus the child becomes truly your son. Son? Sasuke is not my son. We are friends, rivals. He cannot be my son. The jutsu does not turn children into biological children. All the characteristics that they inherited from their parents remain. This is just a stronger form of adoption. It doesn't change the child, it only adds a few traits from the adoptive parents. We call the biological father flesh father, and the adoptive father blood father because his blood is going to run through the child's veins. Naruto didn't know what to think. It was a lot of information at the same time. It was a shock to know that Sasuke would have to grow all over again and that he had to make a new bond with him, but knowing that Itachi wanted him to adopt Sasuke, be a father. I can't be his father. I can't. Hikari looked sadly at Sasuke, who looked at Naruto unaware of what was wrong. Hikari pulled out a red kunai from her pocket and gave it to Naruto, and then she muttered a few words and a new line of chakra appeared. This time the line left the seal on Sasuke's chest and stretched out until it got to Naruto. In the middle of Naruto's seal appeared a red kanji. Chi-Chi. Father. In the middle of Sasuke's seal also appeared two kanji. Misuko. Son. Hikari pointed to the chakra line that bound Naruto and Sasuke's chests. This is the bond that this baby wants to establish with you, she explained. He could have wished for a bond between siblings, between cousins, or even between an uncle and a nephew. But he wants you to be his father, This is the feeling that he nourishes for you. If you wish to establish that bond with him, all you have to do is put a little of your blood on the phoenix symbol in the baby's back and jutsu is completed. Hikari pointed to the red kunai. If you want to break the jutsu and the adoption, you have to cut the chakra string that links both your hearts. That way, you reject him and the bond between you two as a family will be broken. Chapter 10, Tragedy. Naruto watched the rain falling through the window. He had rented a small wooden house that had belonged to a farmer until his 96 years of life. When he finally died, his daughter started to rent the house and went to live more comfortably in the village. The young ninja looked dejected and worried. Next to him were a bowl of instant ramen only half eaten. Naruto had lost his appetite. He had sent a letter to Fukasaku through a frog, but he couldn't bring himself to write either Gaara nor Tsunade. How could he tell them? He didn't even know what to do. Sasuke was taking a nap in the next room. Instead of sleeping together as they had done in recent weeks, Naruto decided that it might be better for them to be apart for a while. He couldn't think straight. It had happened so much. How could he be Sasuke's father? Why were they imposing that bond with him? Sasuke was his friend, his best friend. He could not be his father. Damn, Naruto was only 17 years old. Never crossed his mind to have children, let alone have Sasuke as his son. He was not a father. Also, he couldn't help thinking about the Sasuke that he had met when they were friends on Team 7. When it all made sense. That pain he felt when Sasuke attempted to kill him in the Valley of the End, all the sadness, betrayal, anger, helplessness, those feelings were still so fresh as if they had just happened yesterday. You can break the jutsu, said a voice in his subconscious. If you don't want to be his father, take the kunai and cut the chakra string. Your problems will be over. You'll be free. The red kunai was in his orange pants pocket. While sitting, he felt the weapon touching his flesh as if to remind him that he could end the jutsu if he wanted to. He even had picked the kunai and got closer to Sasuke, but for some reason, he was unable to do it and hid the kunai back as if it hurt his eyes. Sasuke began to cry in the next room. Naruto tried to ignore the crying baby, frightened by the feelings that Sasuke had for him, and also by his own feelings. Sasuke continued to cry, probably hungry. Naruto eventually got up and dragged himself up to the next room. Sasuke saw him and hastened to raise his arms for Naruto to grab him. Naruto held the child against his chest, feeling that weird feeling again. Who he knew it wasn't friendship. When Sasuke saw the bottle of milk, Naruto realized he was right. The boy was starving. When the meal ended, Naruto landed him against his shoulder and made him burp. Eventually the baby smiled. Sasuke placed his hands on Naruto's chest and looked into his eyes. Ba. Ga, the child babbled. Look at you, all happy. I think your life will be very simple in the coming years, huh? Just eat, sleep and play, you lucky team. Sasuke continued to look at him with a smile. The baby looked so happy and so cute that Naruto also smiled as he stroked his raven hair. Da. Ga. Pa. Pa. Papa. Naruto stopped stroking his hair and loosened his hug greatly. Sasuke. What did you say? Pa. Papa. 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 Naruto felt his whole body tense and his heart pounding with panic. This is the bond that baby wants to establish with you. The blonde landed Sasuke on the futon and stood up, moving away from the baby. Papa? No, Sasuke. I'm not. But he wants you to be his father. This is the feeling that he nourishes for you. Sasuke continued to stare at Naruto with a confused expression on his face. The blonde continued to move away. Sasuke had said his first word. He called him father. Papa? Naruto opened the bedroom door and ran out. Sasuke was alone in the dark room. The confusion he felt was replaced by fear. He began to yell for Naruto. He wanted him to come back. But the blonde came out of the old house into the rain, and asked a frog to take him to Mount Maiboku. Sasuke continued shouting long after Naruto was gone. He felt fear, despair, sorrow. He felt abandoned. Unlike what had happened 4 years ago at the Valley of the End, this time it was Naruto who turned his back and fled while Sasuke yelled for him to return. The baby cried and cried, but without success. The heavy rains triggered a landslide just above the old shack. The mud swept all before it. When it went inside the hut, and it collapsed with a deafening bang, Sasuke was still screaming. Fukasaku was home alone when Naruto burst in. The boy was pale and out of breath. His clothes were soaking wet and his hair messy. "Naruto-chan. What's wrong?" the old toad asked. Naruto approached his mentor and knelt on the floor, his heart beating furiously against his ribs. "What's wrong?" Fukasaku asked again. "You look awful." I don't know what to do." "Do what?" "Sasuke, he called me Papa." Fukasaku blinked. He had read Naruto's letter, so he knew everything that had happened in the Shiraha clan. The old toad knew Naruto had to make an important decision. He also understood his students' feelings of panic and confusion. "When?" "Right now. He called me Papa." "Sasuke called me Papa." "Me. His rival. Not long ago we fought against each other. We were enemies. We were best friends. And now Uchiha Sasuke wants me to be his father." "Naruto-chan. I cannot be his father, Ji-chan Sanin. I can't." "Naruto-chan, why are you running away?" Naruto almost coughed with the shock from the words. "Running away? What are you talking about? I didn't run away." Fukasaku sighed and looked his pupil in the eye. "You are running away from yourself. You are hiding your own feelings for Sasuke-chan." "What? I don't." "Let me finish," the old toad interrupted. "You are using the memories you have of your friendship with Sasuke-chan to deny how you really feel about him now." Naruto was speechless. "I already knew that Sasuke-chan sees you as his father for months. We've all seen it. And if you stopped lying to yourself and looked at your heart, you would realize the truth. You cannot live in the past, Naruto-chan." "I don't live in the past." "Yes, you do. You grab desperately at your memories of the Sasuke-chan you knew so you can close your eyes to this. That was Sasuke-chan's big mistake. Those who live in the past have no future." Naruto sat down and buried his face in his hands. "Was it true? I'm running away?" "I can't change my bond with Sasuke," Naruto said finally. "I can't go from friend to father." "Why? Why are you afraid that your friendship will end if you considered Sasuke-chan something else besides your friend?" Naruto blinked in surprise. It was exactly what he felt. "Naruto-chan, what do you feel at this moment for Sasuke-chan? He is so small. I like to be with him. When I'm not, I'm too worried. I want him to be happy. I want to protect him." Fukasaku rested a hand on Naruto's shoulder. "That is a father's love, Naruto-chan." Naruto looked at his old mentor open-mouthed. "A father's love? You love him, Naruto-chan. It's so obvious that it even hurts. You love him like a father loves his son." "But I'm not his father." "Yes, you are. You have been his father since you brought him to this house almost 8 months ago. The bond that binds you is as real as if he was your biological child." "But how can I take care of Sasuke and pretend that he is my son?" Fukasaku forced Naruto to look him in the eye. "Because you're not pretending and you know it. Sasuke-chan is your son and you are his father." Naruto rested a hand on his chest. A son, he loved Sasuke as his son. Why did his heart tell him that was true? Was that the feeling he had for Sasuke? That strange feeling that he could not name? "I'm his father?" "But even if I do love him, even if I'm his father, what if he ends up unhappy again? What if I raise him badly? I am not a responsible adult. I have no idea how to be a father. I will eventually mess up everything. If Sasuke grows up miserably because of me, how can I live with that? You have been a wonderful father in the last months. As long as you love your son, I am sure it will be okay. By the way, who did you leave Sasuke-chan with?" Naruto stood up with a leap, horrified by what he had done. He had left Sasuke alone in an abandoned house. Naruto shot out of Fukasaku's house and made a frog summon him to the land of trees. When he arrived, he immediately thought he was in the wrong place. He couldn't see the hut anywhere, just mud. It was then that Naruto felt his blood freeze in his veins. The chimney of the hut was buried beneath tons of mud and completely demolished. Sasuke. That's it for part 2. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.